Hello, and welcome to Shepack Unleashed. I'm one of your hosts, Tanya.
I'm Nicole. Welcome to your weekly dose of candid discussion and the pursuit of finding your tribe in this journey of motherhood, womanhood, and sisterhood.
I'm Ashley. Join us as we leave no stone unturned. In each episode, we have heart-to-heart conversations that aim to challenge and empower one another.
I'm Jenny. No more waiting. Shepack Unleashed begins now. In today's episode, the aftermath of parenting young.
Today we have a special guest here on this episode, Nicole. Another Nicole without
I am married to a guy who I've been with since I was 19. We have 3 kids, 18, 19, and 23. And I'm a freelance producer / social media marketer.
So she's the guru here, helping us figure out all the things today.
I'm trying to just watch and not interject.
Can you tell we're figuring it out as we go along?
Awesome.
Oh, thanks, Mom.
Okay.
You really are.
Thanks, Mom.
So wait, your kids are 18, 19, and 23. So they're not, they can vote. They're adults.
They are whole
they do their
adults.
own
They
thing.
are whole
My
adults.
brain cannot even fathom.
Yeah, each one of them, though, are treating adulthood very differently. My middle daughter, who's 19, told us about a concert she's going to. And my husband and I were like, okay. And she was like, Mom and Dad didn't even care. And my son, who's 18, was like, you don't even live here. Why do you think they're going to care about a concert?
Don't even live here. You don't have to ask permission. That's so funny. So a little background, we are in a networking group together and I am 37,
I stopped counting. I think I'm 38.
38,
34.
and our kids
Tanya's
are,
40.
and Tanya's
Tanya's
40. And our oldest kid amongst us is 9.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you are like our golden star out there, like what we hope to aspire to one day with like.
If I could go back all over again.
You
But-
would have your kids younger?
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
I don't
yeah.
think I would, but I'm interested to hear like how was the experience as a young parent. I think about now, like I feel like we're relatively young parents in this generation. Like a lot of the friends in my kids' class are in their mid to late 40s with kids the same age as me. So I feel like we're like the young parents, but like not really.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, having my oldest at 20, I was 25, 26 at parent-teacher conferences, and it was, you're not taken seriously when you're in your mid-20s.
Yeah.
And I had 3 kids at that point. So it was lots of challenges. Our story is very wide and long and winding and precarious. So
Well, we'd love to hear the,
Yes,
you
no.
know,
Yeah.
the,
I'm
I'm invested. We want to hear I'm going to drink my wine while I hear this like amazingness.
oh gosh. Well, I'm an open book. So
Okay.
semester, absolutely hated everything about school. And I was like, I can't do this. So I started working. I had 3 jobs, lived on my own. I lived all by myself at 18 years old, and it was just amazing. I remember my first night in my apartment. Actually, it was a trailer. I ran around the house naked because I could.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that must have been so satisfying.
And, I was young, so I was,
It like makes me think of the Tom Cruise movie where he like slides in
Yeah.
his underwear.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
yeah. No, I had nothing. No underwear, nothing.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I meet my husband in December of 99. Well, around that area of 99. And then we went away for Valentine's Day and I got pregnant on that trip. So we knew each other 3 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So fast forward, we moved to South Carolina. So I should have said I'm from Rhode Island originally. Moved to South Carolina when I was like 4 months pregnant because we could live with his parents. It was really not a fantasy life whatsoever. It was very hard and very scary, being 19 and he was 21 at the time. He ended up leaving college and working, and it was rough, but We did it. And I remember people would be like, you know, I can't believe you're going to be a mom at 20. Like, what are you thinking? And it made me, it like steeled my resolve to be a stay-at-home mom. Because I was like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. And I'm going to stay home with my kid and I'm going to raise her and, you know, whatever. And I did. I stayed home for 14 years as a stay-at-home mom. So the only reason why I got a job is because I was bored. So then, I don't know how much detail you want.
All the detail. All the
detail.
detail. This is like girlfriend hour with wine. I'm over here like, oh, tell me more.
Okay. Well, I realized when Kira, it's her name, my oldest, when she was about 1, I realized I was not loving what was happening in my life. I realized that, you know, my now husband was just not, he was being a 22-year-old guy, you know, and I, as the mom, couldn't be the same.
You couldn't be the 19, 20-year-old free range.
No.
Isn't that so interesting? The men are like
frustrating.
Right. Yeah. Like life didn't change. So what, we had a kid and you're like, life changed everything.
Yeah. It's so funny because he's a totally different person now. But anyway, so we broke up when my oldest was 2.5 and we were not together for 6 months because we both kind of realized, me more so, that we had fallen in love and stayed in love because of her. And I was like, kids is not the reason to stay together. If that's your only reason you're together, you need to do some hard thinking and hard, you know, self-reflection. Yeah. So we broke up and then fleas actually brought us together.
Oh.
Like literal fleas?
Literal fleas.
Okay.
We fell back in love. So I was living on my own. He was living on his own. And we had this cat
All the cats
in my house.
Fleas.
And she just had fleas. And
you literally have to burn the place down.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much. So I brought my daughter to see her dad and he's like, what is on her legs? I'm like, I don't know. I can't figure out how to get rid of these fleas. And he's like, okay, no, you're not staying where fleas are. And neither is my daughter. So you guys can stay at my place. So I was still living the way I was living when I was living with him. I was going out. I was partying. I had no plans on getting back together. We had finally become civil people, separated, you know. And then, yeah, just being at his house, we kind of just fell in love for each other, regardless of if we had a daughter. So, yeah, we always say fleas. And my drunken 23rd birthday. That was so a couple months before that, I went out and I was basically living my 21-year-old life at 23.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't before.
Right. So I was out. I had drank. Do you guys know what jungle juice is?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That was in unison over here. Oh, yeah.
I had 4 full solo cups of
Stop
Oh, my
it.
and then watched fireworks.
Lord.
That must have been very enlightening and interesting.
It was very pukerific.
Sounds beautiful. I mean,
Chris, and he's like, your ex? You want me to call your ex? I was like, yeah. He called him and he's like, hey, she's asking for you. And he's like, all right, where is she? Like he came like that.
Wow.
He came, somebody else drove my car, followed us back to the house. And I remember laying on my couch and I was like, please don't leave, please don't leave. And I just like hugged him and he's like, this is ridiculous.
it's like this drunken girl.
He's like, and then later when I asked him, he's like, I love you. Like that doesn't change whether we're together or not, you know? So that was like the first, oh, he still really loves me. So, I was doing. And then for some reason it was like a switch flipped. And I was like, she needs a sister or a brother.
And you were how old then?
I was 23,
Okay.
planning on my second.
And had you
Yeah.
guys gotten married at this point or no?
No.
Okay.
So we were engaged. We actually got engaged. This Saturday will be our anniversary of being engaged.
Oh my
Like
gosh, our
25
anniversary
years or
is
something.
tomorrow.
Is it?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Not that many years, but close. Close.
So we were like, all right, well, let's start. We'll just start who knows how long it'll take us to get pregnant. We started on Christmas Eve, and I got pregnant on Christmas Eve.
Wow. Meant to be again.
Yeah.
You are fertile Myrtle over there.
Wait till I tell you about my son.
You just look at you and you're pregnant.
Seriously. So we have Keegan, and realizing I got pregnant way faster than I thought, we're eloping. So we eloped to Hawaii.
Wow.
It was just him and I, a couple of idiot kids. We had no idea what we were doing. No idea.
Sounds like the best though.
It was.
Yeah.
I mean, I
That's
was
so
4 months
romantic.
pregnant, though, so I was so nauseous.
Oh yeah.
It was not cute.
Okay. Yeah. Pregnant.
I mean, it's a story, but so we come back. We're married and all that stuff, and then I give birth to Keegan. Great, we got our girls. We're done. Then comes his birthday, and it was enough time after she was born we could partake in extracurricular activities. So for his birthday, we did, and I got pregnant on his birthday. So
Wow.
3 months after my daughter was born, I got pregnant with my son.
Oh man. So you're like, bam, bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Oh my goodness. I like PTSD. I wasn't even close to like ready to have another kid that soon.
I was not either.
Yeah.
Definitely not a third.
Seems to be your theme there.
Listen.
Hey, it worked out.
I just
It
say,
really
yeah.
did. Like,
did. I
something
mean-
seems serendipitous about it almost.
Yeah, I can't imagine my life without my son.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just different. So yeah, I remember, I will never forget, I went to the doctor and I was like, hey, I'm not breastfeeding, but I still haven't started my cycle. Like maybe I need to get on that medicine because there's that medication that makes you kind of like start. She's like, all right, we need to do a pregnancy test. I'm like, we've only done it once. It's fine. She goes, once is enough. I'm like, no. I've taken lots of tests. It's negative. It's fine. So then I remember picking up the phone the next morning, looking at Keegan, a 3-month-old, in her car seat, picking up the phone at 8:38 a.m. because we had like the caller ID thing, and it was my doctor. Hey, you're pregnant again.
I probably would have like fallen over right then.
I
and there.
literally just stared at Keegan, and like I think like a tear like came down my face, and I'm like, no. No, she's like, Nicole, what did I tell you? So Keegan's birth was actually very traumatic. I almost died. So she
sorry
really
to
was
hear
like,
that.
please don't have any more kids right now. Your body needs to heal. So she was not happy with me.
Yeah.
Caleb's birth was fine, but yeah, it was, he came along and, we were done. So he was born in October. My husband had a vasectomy.
Oh yeah. Thank God.
A week
He's like,
before New Year's Eve. And I was like,
Excellent.
this is not happening
Excellent.
until that happens.
Yeah.
So, yeah, my mom worked at the urology office, so she was like, he needs to come in again for his sample.
oh, that's good. I
Want
think.
kids? He needs to come in again for his sample.
Oh my God. My husband has had a vasectomy. Has yours?
Yeah.
Did they do the samples?
Yes.
No, neither one of mine or yours have not done the
Abso-fucking-lutely.
samples.
Absolutely.
Wait, why?
Because they're men,
Lazy.
lazy men.
Well, all you have to do is say you're not coming here until that's done.
That's also a punishment for me.
I think you'd be able to hold out more than he could.
Probably not.
Yeah. Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah, well, I had to use that, and it worked. So,
Yeah.
yeah, New Year's Eve, he had a bag of frozen peas on his crotch. at
I love
somebody's
it.
house.
I love it.
But that was a long time ago. I'm still stuck on your kids are 18, 19, and 23.
Yep.
And her 23-year-old is married.
Yeah.
So she's like one married off.
Yeah. She's like a heartbeat away from a grandparent.
So I imagine that was really
Amazing.
hard, like as a young mom. And I used to be a teacher. I knew some even younger moms. Like that side of it, I think is a story I've heard. But on the flip side of that, now that they're older, like what is life like for you now?
It's hard. And he's on his recliner. I'm on the couch, and I'm like, what are we gonna do? Like,
Sit in silence.
yeah, like we can't
'Cause you
travel every
can.
day. I mean,
You can.
we could, but
This crowd will tell you can.
Yeah.
we live in a cardboard box if we did that. But
Same.
yeah, we just, you got to learn new hobbies. I started gardening. I have a greenhouse now, and my first thing plant sprouted today.
Oh,
I have potato sprouts.
Oh my God, potato sprouts.
I was so excited. Yeah, it was pretty great. So, yeah, it's just different. You know, I don't know. It's hard to explain because then I think back of, you know, how it was back then. I'm like, man, I could be such a great mom now. But then I'm like, no, I was a really, really good mom. Like, it doesn't matter my age.
Yeah.
I was a good mom. And like my oldest wants we always say she wants a fleet of children. And everybody says it's because you were such a good mom that she wants to like
That's nice.
do that. I'm like, okay,
Like, okay.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
And your relationship, you're still together.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
impressive.
We definitely beat odds that are so minuscule. Yeah. When Kira was like middle schoolish and people knew that she was the age she was, and then I was the age I was. And then you had the two, we called them the littles, back to back, really close. They always assumed Kira was not Chris's daughter.
Oh, interesting.
No. It's the same dad. So
Did you like love to say that to people that gave you that
I
smarty
did because
mouth?
people,
Yeah.
like we were talking earlier, people just have the audacity to just
To say
assume
whatever.
and say and question
Yep.
things. I'm like, where did that come
Make
from?
them explain it.
Seriously, why did you say that?
Like, I would have responded back with something like outrageous.
Yeah, I think I was just tired. Now
yeah,
I would,
for sure.
but back then I was just tired.
I mean, I can imagine. I'm tired now, and I only have 2, and I'm older, and like have more resources and things at my disposal.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
you
my
probably
gosh.
did at 19.
My gosh, I go on TikTok and I scroll and I'm looking at these parents with these newborns. I'm like, if I had a quarter of the things that newborn parents have now,
Right.
my life would have been so much easier. Even postpartum depression and all of that. It was, so my doctor actually talked to my husband when I was pregnant to show, like, to talk about the signs.
Female friendships, right? All of us sort of became friends at the beginning because our kids are at the same age and we were in the same sort of like kid group stuff. What was that like for you at that? And like, were there anybody like in the same boat or around the same age or anybody you could like relate to in that season of life?
I did have a group of women. Trying to
How PC you're going to be about this one?
let's just say we all went on vacation together. And you know what happens when you have a bunch of women go on vacation together?
Could go good or bad.
Yeah, it went bad.
Yeah.
But I did have a group, and I did have a small number of friends who, you know, we were there for each other, and
Were they similar age to you, or their kids were the similar age to yours?
both.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's great.
I ended up finding a small group of younger moms, but it didn't last. So, you know.
Well, that's interesting. We did a whole episode on traveling and traveling with your friends and like how that can go well or not, you know, and thinking back to like when I was 20, it probably would not have gone well.
That's
with
what
all
I was
of
going to
us.
say.
Like,
You're still such a baby yourself, and your brain is still literally developing. Like, of course, you have different friends now.
Yeah. Yeah. But we just moved to this area in 2016. And at that point, the kids were in middle school and high school. And at that point, I didn't meet other moms because you kind of meet when they're in elementary school. There's really no reason for you to meet your,
like dating, you had daughters.
yeah.
Why is there like no reason to meet other parents?
We're not there yet, so we're curious.
Yeah.
So the only way that I could see that happening was through sports. And the only sports kid we had was our middle daughter. She did basketball, but it was just, I don't know. We just never clicked with anybody, you know, and they were always so much younger than us. Or so much, so much younger. So now, or so much older. Yeah, so much older. But now, you know, I'm 43, my husband's 45. We're in a season of life now where our kids are almost flown and grown. And then now I'm, hello.
Well, and then how are you finding, like, what does your tribe look like now or your friend group look like now? Like, you don't have kids that, like, tie you together necessarily.
I don't have one, which is how we started this conversation at the networking.
Yeah.
I was saying that I don't have a group anymore. I have one very close friend, but she lives 2 hours away. So we use Mark.
No way.
It can be done. I'm sorry, I got excited.
My Lord, do not attack me with my bike.
But we need to figure that out.
We need to follow up on
We've
that.
been using Marco Polo since
years.
like it even came out.
I can give you a free pass for Plus for a few.
we
Are you
all
paid for it?
Yeah, we all pay for it.
subscribe because,
And then we
like,
give our free passes to our husbands, I think.
yeah,
All right.
yeah. Like we are Marco Polo champs over here.
Addicts.
Addicts.
Awesome.
Like literally, I think we're sitting here today and like 65 went through.
Yeah.
Really?
I had to
Yeah.
text Tanya to be like, because she's on a field trip with her son, like everything's okay. Because you see like miss 65 Marcos.
Oh,
You just
yeah.
need like a red light, green light status. Like, is this urgent?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
So it's just been a weird time in life right now. You know, COVID kind of messed with things too. So
Yeah.
before COVID, I was working full time. Even during COVID, I worked at a senior retirement community.
Okay.
So I was locked down. I couldn't spend time with anybody. So then when everything kind of went away, my husband and I were just like, hello, into the
now
echo
what?
of nothing. So
Well, and it's been a little bit like maybe rediscovering your relationship together and doing things together, because when your kids are young, like
yeah.
you just kind of fall into habits.
Yeah, that's one thing though that we were really good about. I'm a very future focused person, so I always think about future me. So the reason why I started making my bed was because I cared about future me. The reason why, I just went on a weight loss journey is because I love the future me. So that's kind of how my mantra of my life, like
I love
how
that.
happy will future Nicole be? And I
Yeah,
want to make
investing
sure,
in yourself.
yeah. So I would always be like, listen, this is forever. These people are not going to live with us forever. We've got to keep this close, because if it's not, that's when you see a lot of divorces. When all the kids move out, the parents are just like, I don't even know you.
Like I don't even want to be with you.
Yeah, yeah. So we're very fun people. So we do have fun, but I mean, my gosh, there's only so much you can handle of another person.
Yeah. No, my husband I'm his only friend. And so he likes to spend all his time with me. And I have lots of other friends. And so I feel that.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm an extrovert, so I'm like, I'm dying a little bit every day.
That's interesting. So like when we look at you, right? Like us who have little kids and are in our like late 30s, we're like, you are the dream state. Like we aspire to be like you.
You can sleep when you want.
Yeah.
You can blow dry your hair. You can put on makeup. You can do what
Go
you
out
want.
on a Thursday night.
Travel. You don't have to worry about school
Like
schedule.
on short notice like this.
I
Like,
mean,
this is awesome.
I did this, tonight, and then last night we went to music bingo, and then went to karaoke.
Music bingo.
Was that in Apex?
No, it was
Because they did
Pittsburgh.
one over there.
Pittsburgh, the cool town.
I'm intrigued by music bingo.
Oh, we do it every Wednesday.
Really?
Yes. And then we found out karaoke is like a hop, skip, and a jump away, so we went to that.
Oh, are you karaoke people?
My husband is.
Oh, even more.
What did he karaoke?
Last night
night.
he did mountain music, but his go-to song is "Devil Went Down to Georgia."
Okay.
He's not a singer; he's an entertainer.
I was gonna say he's from the South.
No, he's from the north.
But you said
Rhode
you moved to
Island.
South Carolina though.
Yeah, but we were together already. We met in Rhode Island.
Oh, he's from the North
is.
also. Okay.
We're actually from rival high schools.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. He brought me to our Thanksgiving rival game, like our
football
first-
game?
Yeah, and everyone was like, "Why are you here with him?" I'm like, "We graduated last year. Get over it."
Yeah, you're like, it's over. It's high school.
I'm like, "Come on." So, yeah.
And are your kids local? Like, do they visit? Or what is the relationship with adult children?
So my 18-year-old still lives at home. He's in early college, so he'll be going to regular college in August, but he still lives at home. My middle daughter just moved out 2 weeks ago, but she lives down the street and has had my husband over like 4 times at least to help with stuff. And then my oldest and her husband live 15 minutes away, 20 minutes away. So
It's nice that they're still close.
I feel like you must have definitely done something right. Like,
Yeah.
they're really close. It
we're
sounds like
very
you still
close.
hang out. Like, do you have like traditions now, or they just come over? Like,
So Wednesdays we all go to music bingo together.
Oh, it's a whole family
Interesting, because like I think about it in terms of like you had kids young, you got married young, and then your daughter got married pretty young, because that's young for this, especially this generation.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like, is that a direct result of like seeing the success of like what you guys did and wanting to be married young?
I think so, yes. But so Kira and I are very similar in a lot of ways,
Okay.
which is good and bad. But both of us kind of think, when you find your person, you found your person. When you find your person, you found your person, act on it. Life is not long. Life is very short. And if that's what your heart wants, then do it. So, they got engaged in September and got married in December. So we planned a whole
Good for them.
wedding in 3 months.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I couldn't do it in a year.
Yeah, it was crazy. And my husband was like, listen, if you guys want to wait a year, you'll get a little bit more money from us. But 3 months? And she's like, no, I don't care. I want to get married.
Aww.
So she wanted to start her life. And yeah. And her dream is to be a stay-at-home mom. And people always kind of say things.
I feel like our parents' generation were like you don't be a stay-at-home mom, you do it all, and then
Do it all, have it all.
have it all. And then us millennials are a little bit like, I don't know if I want it all. Like,
Right.
Or I have it and I'm exhausted.
yeah, like I
having it all
have
is
it.
tiring.
I'm so tired. I would like one thing. Could you do that? And then now I think the next generation coming up is a little bit like, you know what? I'm good. Like, I'll do one. I don't like the boss babe mottos are gone. Like, it's not about that anymore. And they're trying to like just live to enjoy life a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yep. Yep.
So what advice would you give to like a young mom who is out there or chooses to have kids young? Like if your daughter was like tomorrow was like, I'm pregnant, right? She's going to be 23 and young still, especially in this generation.
I'm going to say something super cliche that I know, especially millennial moms hate to hear because it's all over TikTok.
Is it live, laugh, love?
No. Like, think of future you. Is future you going to care that your kid didn't get a bath tonight? They're literally not going to care, nor they're going to remember. But is future you going to remember all of your kids at the park just like having a good time and chilling? Yes. So savor those moments that you're going to want to recall to, because it goes so freaking fast. And
Are you sure it goes fast?
It goes so fast. And what is it? The days are long.
The days are long, but
years
the years are short.
Yeah.
Nothing is truer. Nothing is truer. It goes by and literally in a blink of an eye. And I mean, when I still look at my kids, I'm like, how were you this big one time? You know what I mean? But they were, and now they're not. So.
It's wonderful.
We're still just all in shock. 'Cause,
Right.
Like, we're like, how do we have kids so young in comparison?
I mean, I was kind of young when I had my first, but not
as
no,
young.
I was 25. About to turn
Yeah.
25.
You had to be
I
25.
think.
I was 27.
Yeah.
That tracks.
Yeah.
Gosh, I was 27 and I had 3 kids.
Well, I'm saying, like, in hindsight, I think it would have benefited me to do that. And we had another guest on another episode talk about being like child free by choice. And I'd mentioned that had I waited, I might have made a different decision because my frontal lobe would have been fully developed. But also looking back, had I just done it younger, I think I'd be much happier where you're at now.
Yeah, I don't know. You just
I mean,
never know.
You never really know. You get what you get.
Yeah. Yeah. My
I
husband
see so many benefits to like the way that your timeline has worked out.
I agree with that. Yeah. I think it works for us. Obviously, it's not the same for everyone. But when my husband and I got together, we both like started dating because neither of us wanted kids.
That's so funny.
So ironic.
Yeah.
Wow.
We were like, oh, we're going to be great. We're not going to have kids. We're just going to move to California and live free. And Yeah. But
That changed.
it did change. I was going to say
It's beautiful.
something.
You have a beautiful love story, beautiful family story.
Oh, thank
Appreciate
you.
you sharing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I'm an open book. So
Yeah. So I'm intrigued on the like how you're gonna like how you feel about not having the friends or the tribe at this stage in your life, or like is it something you're missing out on or something you like are like, nah, it's fine. Me and my husband are fine.
no, we're not fine. We actually got into an argument about this last night.
Okay. Oh no.
I mean, our arguments are kind of
At music bingo with the
Yes.
family there?
They weren't there.
Okay.
And just our son-in-law came because the girls didn't come for various reasons. It's funny because 10 years ago, I could have never sat in a room with other people and say, I don't have any friends. But now I'm like, I don't care. Like there are other people out there like me who are just in this weird place in their life and they found themselves like finally like settled and they're alone, and it really sucks. I mean, like I said, my closest friend is 2 hours away and she's very busy. Her kids are in high school. So it's not like we can get together ever,
Yeah.
so it's really, really hard. It's really hard.
I can imagine, right? Like, if I'm an extrovert also, these are my introverted friends. So just go find yourself some introverted friends
And adopt them.
And adopt
They
them.
won't find you, but we like to be adopted.
Yes, very much.
That's actually something I want to talk about is when me being an old 43-year-old, people in their 30s, I'm not saying you got girls, ladies.
We're like late 30s though, okay?
Speak for yourself.
Shush, shush over there, youngin'.
The youngin.
They really don't like having friends that are older.
Oh, I love having older friends, as clearly. Not you, but Tanya and you.
Like when I hang out,
Oldest one? No, are you the oldest one?
and currently in the room,
Yeah,
other
but
than you,
Tanya's
yes.
the oldest of the four of us.
We're all 2 years apart. So
Oh.
Tanya and then me 2 years later, and then Nicole 2 years after, and then Ashley 2 years after.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. It's strange because when I was in my 20s, I had quite a few friends in 30s and I was loving it. 'Cause I
Yeah.
was like, tell me what's
Right.
head. But yeah, I don't know. There's actually this women's social group all over the country.
Okay.
And I was looking at it and I was like, oh, and there's like a bunch of chapters here in North Carolina. And every photo.
Passing though, like,
But I'm
how
just
do
saying,
you
like, maybe
relate?
they are 25 to not 25 to 35. They're just like passing.
Oh, I see.
I don't know. I'm pretty good with
Okay.
ages. It was every photo. And these are realistic photos. It wasn't like model
Yeah.
interpretation. And I actually messaged them. I said, hey, what's the age group? And they're like, no age limit. I was like, I don't believe you.
Yeah, you're like, actually.
Like what the majority is, because they probably don't have kids yet. And you're
Yeah.
right. There's definitely at least a decade, maybe two, where like what your kids are doing, who your kids are hanging out with, their sports, their schools, like dominate
Yeah.
how you spend your time.
Yeah.
And I can imagine there are probably plenty of people, this group included, that would love to like hang out more, but our schedules are intense.
Yeah. And that's what's hard because mine is not. I'm always like, you tell me when you want to get together because my schedule, I don't have one really. You know, I make my own. So, and then it's always crickets because they're so busy. You
Yeah.
know? I've tried Bumble BFF.
Is that a thing?
It
Yeah.
is a thing. Yeah.
Oh. Okay, well, we're going to reach out to listeners. Listeners, how are you finding friends in your 40s when you don't have kids or your kids are all grown? Like, tell us what ways you're doing it, right? So that we can share all the tips and tricks, right? I mean, and you also don't live in like a community neighborhood either.
I
Oh,
live
because
on
there's like
land.
neighborhood bunko and neighborhood book club.
Oh
and
my gosh, I miss Bunko.
just get adopted.
Oh my God,
by
we're just going to
someone.
adopt you into Briar Chapel because you're close enough that like you could be a part of Briar Chapel. We'll
I mean-
sneak you into the Facebook group.
There you
Give her
go.
the address for the woods across
As long
the
as
street.
Ashley's not running the Facebook group, you can get in. You can get in because
I'm the
Ashley.
rule follower.
Oh, she checks the like.
We all lived
register-
in
I'm
a
the
neighborhood
admin.
together, and she was the admin of our last neighborhood, and she wouldn't let us in until the day we closed.
Like she checks the like.
Well, just to get started, or like before I had kids, there was a meetup group It was called I've Always Wanted to Try That, ... That was like the name of the meetup group. And every month it was something different that people had never done before. Like it could be like eating sushi or going salsa dancing or going rock climbing. And so like I didn't go to every month,
Oh, do you
but
like
those
to
are the 3 I did go to.
Do you like to dance?
That's true because
Yeah.
Like what kind of dance?
salsa.
I've never done that.
I can hook
Do you want to learn?
I mean, I've
So,
always wanted to try
I've
that.
got quite a good track record of connecting friendships and romances at Carmen's Cuban Cafe over in Morrisville.
So Jenny's husband owns a salsa dance company.
Oh.
And so they go
Every
and
Tuesday?
Every Tuesday they have like lessons.
Yep. My husband and I are
That's on
there
the
every
schedule.
Tuesday now.
Really? I
Uh-huh.
love that. That's awesome.
We should talk, offline more because it's super fun. Even if you don't dance, just go and like have a mojito and have dinner and watch the crowd. Everyone's very friendly there. That is a good place because it's like teenagers all the way up to like folks in their 80s and 90s, like literally surgeons at Duke and folks who are newly here, like undocumented, and everyone gets along. Come as you are. It's a really cool scene.
I love that. Something else that just came to my mind. So let me just preface all this. I was actually hit by lightning in 2013. So
What?
my brain doesn't connect things.
Why are we prefacing this?
Like,
Go
what,
on.
Wait, what? I'm sorry. We're going to have to circle back to the hit by
Jumping
lightning
all over the place.
I love it.
That's why.
situation here.
My
the
ADHD
lightning.
brain follows completely. So
Okay, good. I don't remember what I was going to say now. See, there you go.
prefacing with
You
the
got hit by lightning.
So the reason why I said that is because I'm jumping all over the place. But when you're my age at 43, okay, and you step into a new group of friends, women, community, everyone else has already found their people. So
How do
you
you
are
know?
literally the new person.
I feel like you're making a lot of assumptions there.
There might be a lot of people out there like you who are in this like new space of time who don't have a tribe
yeah.
and are
Yeah.
looking for those people.
I think
Even if they have kids, maybe they moved here and
Yeah.
or maybe they're newly divorced and they have certain nights of the week that they're really lonely, or maybe they chose not to have kids. There's so many.
Yeah.
We got to get you out more.
I know. Listen, I'm trying. I go to the networking thing.
Yeah.
I
what
do
about
other
like
things.
being a tourist in your own city and doing the like really corny touristy things?
Like I want to do the Segway Raleigh tour.
Yeah, like just random things like that.
Yeah. But Raleigh's too far.
Yeah,
That's their
true.
problem.
You can come to Durham.
They laugh.
we
They
love
laugh
you in
because
Durham.
Where I come from.
and I literally tell them all the time, like Raleigh's too far. I can't go there.
I just Target.
It's just
That's
hard
not Raleigh.
to make friends so far
Apex.
away.
It is.
You know, Pittsburgh was
is.
where it's at.
I've been trying to convince them all to move to Pittsburgh for like years now. But the Disney neighborhood might get you.
You're not wrong. You buy me a Disney house right next to your Disney house. We got a little row of Disney houses. I'm
Joint
there.
Disney houses. This could be a thing.
I'm not
A
kidding.
Disney compound now?
yeah, I mean,
You
could be.
finance it, I'll make it happen.
I mean, I'm trying. Trying.
And that wraps this week's episode of Shepack Unleashed. We hope you enjoyed diving into the stories and learning all about Nicole with no H experiences.
Although all the social medias have my name with no H because I'm too lazy to edit it. But if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss out on our future adventures. And if you want to stay connected and share your thoughts, you can find us on social media at Shepack Unleashed.
Thank you for being a part of our pack. Ashley, Jenny, Nicole, and special guest Nicole. Stay wild and fierce.